Regulars, you may have seen last week that a trailer was released for the new RoboCop. Let's talk about why that's going to be a giant pile of Now don't get me wrong, I have watched a lot of bad movies in my time, but there's been some redeeming value in them, and you can even say that about the original RoboCop, because there's a lot of moments where it just kind of, it either gets a little ridiculous or it's over the top, but that's what makes it kind of a classic, and what makes it watchable, and what makes it rewatchable. And now there's going to be a new one. They've decided for some reason that they need to remake RoboCop, which to me is an awful, awful idea, because A, it's going to be PG-13, and regardless of what anybody tells you, PG-13 hasn't gotten that much harder than R. And yes, I understand that they're pandering to younger audiences, but that's the problem, they're pandering. When RoboCop came out, I was too young to watch it. I could not go to the theater to see it. Does that mean I did not see it until I was over 13? No. I saw that movie when I was like 8, maybe? I don't even, what year did RoboCop come out? I can't. Hang on. Okay, so the original RoboCop came out in 1987, and I was 8 at the time, so I probably saw it when I was like 10 or 11. Still would have been too young for a PG-13 version then. It definitely was too young for an R. You don't change the movie just because you're hoping younger eyes will see it. What you do is make the movie good, and younger eyes will find it regardless of whether they can go see it in the theater or not. The problem with Hollywood is they care about only pretty much the first couple weeks of a movie. If they don't make the money that they want to make in those couple weeks, they're done. I have a fundamental problem with this, because that means that they become something that is meant to be consumed one time and then never bothered with again. They're recyclable. And that is not what movies are supposed to be. Ugh. Yes, it's going to be another rant video, folks. So here's the thing. I watched the RoboCop trailer, and the suit looks really stupid, other than the like quick drop helmet. That's the only, like, the face guard just jumping down. But then it turns into like Kit with the little red slit, which it was like, okay, you had me, then you lost me. Also, really? You had to let him keep the hand? I think the director, who, you know, he's made a movie that apparently has got a lot of critical acclaim and is doing really well on all the critic sites and all that, but I haven't seen it. I want to see it, because that movie actually looks good. But this is kind of his, you know, his big Hollywood film, because, you know, you do the independent, and then you hope you get picked up. And I have a whole other rant about that, and I'm not going to go into it now. Suffice it to say, we are no longer in that Hollywood system. This is the age of the internet. Because what this guy should have done, what anybody who was approached to do a remake of RoboCop should have done, is walk away, laugh in their faces, or tell them to get the F out. Those are the three viable options here. It kind of reminds me of when Gus Van Sant decided he wanted to remake Psycho. And his claim was that it was going to be a shot-for-shot remake, which A, it wasn't, and B, why would you make a shot-for-shot remake of another movie instead of just telling everybody to go watch the other movie? I mean, you know, logically, it makes more sense to just play up the original, because it's that much better than anything you're gonna do. This is an open letter to Hollywood. Stop remaking good movies and turning them into... How about you do what you did when I was a kid? And take these original movies that were great, that were fantastic, instead of remaking or redoing or reimagining or rebooting. How about you take the original product and re-release it to the theaters? Take the movie that exists in its original form, in the form that worked. Not a sequel, not a reboot, not a reimagining, not a redesign, not a repackaging, not a remake. Take the original and put it back in the theaters. I don't know, and maybe this is just me. Maybe, you know, maybe people like seeing horrible rehashes of the things that they grew up loving. But for me, it kills me a little bit inside. I'm really getting sick of it. And I mean, like, not only are you losing a movie fan, and I'm talking about, like, this is nothing. Like, you have no idea how many movies I've watched over the years. How many movies I own. How much I love movies. And you're killing that. And I know I can't be the only one who feels that way. I grew up loving TV and movies, and every time another one of these remakes comes out, it just makes me hate Hollywood and hate the idea of movies just a little bit more. And, like, I don't know how much longer I can take it. Because it does seem like every new show, every new movie isn't new. It's not an original idea. There used to be so many great original ideas out there. And they're still out there, but you're not taking a chance anymore because you would rather play it safe and turn in a really kind of cheap imitation of something that worked for you in the past. And I don't understand it. I don't. It hurts. Yeah, I'm done. I think I'm done. Yeah. So regulars, as always, I hope you're all well. And I will hopefully see you next week. You know, it's funny, I wasn't really expecting this video to end where it did. I think because when I had this video planned out in my head, I had this whole just, like epic level rant that I wanted to do. And I don't know, like, I think I've reached that point where rants just, I don't see their point, I don't see their purpose. They're clearly not doing anything other than, probably lessening my lifespan. And the thing is, the one good thing to Hollywood constantly letting me down the way it does is that it just strengthens my resolve that much more to actually just go out and try to make my own movie or make my own short or make my own videos. Because it's clear to me that the people in charge out there either have no idea what they're doing or don't care. They only see the business side of things. They don't care about story. They don't care about delivering something unique and interesting to the audience anymore. They just care about slopping something together, throwing it on the screen, making their money, and making a run for it. Because it's like a hold-up. They put these things out, and they're supposed to be just like these epic pieces of cinema, and they turn out to be... they're popcorn movies. And popcorn movies can be fun, but a lot of times they're not, because nobody thought to actually make it good. They just thought to get it done. And, I saw a notice earlier today that Jerry Bruckheimer is apparently bringing back, like, Beverly Hills Cop, and there's going to be a Beverly Hills Cop 4, and I don't see how that could be good. There's going to be a Top Gun 2, and why? And I don't even remember what the other one was, but it was another pointless sequel, and And I guess in a way, I guess it's fine because it just means I'm not going to spend as much money going to the theater anymore. Which, if you know me and you know how much I like going to see movies on the big screen, you know how hard that is to say. And there was a time when I went to the movies like every single week. Now it's something if I go once a month.